Hello to all my friends out there. So I hope everyone is doing good. And what I'm doing now is I'm cooking the recipes that I had posted that were going to be part of the live chat. But the live chat, the content was too much, so I posted the recipes, and then I will be cooking these, and then I will put them on Twitter. So the first one is going to be instant potato soup with instant potatoes. All you have to know about this is you have to have twice as much milk as instant potatoes. So I have a little bit over, well, say 1 to 4. So I'm making a small batch, 2 cups milk and about ½ cup instant potatoes, and then you have to have salt. So I'll have about a ½ teaspoon salt. Uh-oh. My heat is a little bit too high. Okay, so if you have I have 1 tablespoon margarine in here, and I'll have a ½ teaspoon of salt. Okay, you have to have the salt, or it's going to taste very, very awful. So I'll put a little onion. You know, you can flavor this stuff to your own taste. It can be just salt and pepper. That's all you really need. A few chives is good. So what's good about this is everything in the stockpile. I finally found these at Ralph's. If you can, I bought 2 or 3 of these, so these really help out. So I had salt, I had onions, I had some celery flakes, and now I need some pepper. That's all you need for some good potato soup. You could use potatoes too, you know. And I use my shelf-stable milk. This is good when you need, you need a little meal, but you're tired or you just feel like having a little food. And what I'm doing is I'm using my instant potatoes out of the freezer. I'm eating my refrigerator and so I have about a ½ cup. If it thickens up too much on me, I just add a little bit of milk. And this is going to be really, really good. All right, let me cook that for a minute. Okay, now, and what's going to go into that soup is some cheese, some jalapeno, well, it's some kind of jalapeno cheese, and some bacon bits. In a minute, it's going in there. You have to cook it for a minute. It's not going to taste good. Okay, so now I'm looking at my soup. It's a little too thick. I want to add a little bit more milk because I'm going to add cheese into here as well. Well, it depends. You can have really thick potato soup. I like my gravy in my soup a little bit thinner. You can also thin it with water. But what you don't want to do is spend too much money. See how it's getting nice and soupy? Okay, back over here. Okay, so now what I want to make is, this is a really good dried beef log. I'm using dried beef, but you know what's cheaper? That Budding's lunch meat stuff. There's like 69 cents, but I couldn't find any. It's going to be better with this stuff, but it's going to be cheaper with the 69-cent Budding lunch meat. You know, the one I mean with it's beef. And then, you know, I have some good crackers that are going to be tasty with my soup in a minute here. I just added a little bit more. Okay, so I'm making a half a batch, so I have 1/2 package of cream cheese. The recipe says to roll your cheese ball in the beef, but the way we've always done it is we just put the beef in the cream cheese, you know, in the cheese ball. This is going to be good. Everybody has their own version of this cheese ball. This is an old-fashioned cheese ball, but it's a good cheese ball, you know. I have some really, really good cheese ball recipes, and I can't find them. What happened was in my spare bedroom is my eBay stuff. Is a lot of stuff. Not just a little bit of stuff, a lot. Okay, so for my cheese ball, I need 8 ounces cream cheese, 1 tablespoon butter, onion, and dried beef. So you could use a regular onion. You could, you know, it's really good as a green onion. But if you like it mild like I do, or this is just what you happen to have around, this is going to be good. You know, cheese balls are pretty cheap to make. Now this one's not too cheap because I'm using the chipped beef there. A lot of people use that stuff for making chipped beef on toast, which is yummy. But this is yummy too. If you take this to a party, there isn't going to be any left. This is just really good on crackers. Okay, and then you're just going to put your beef in there. Now the recipe calls to roll your beef into a log, but I'm making a cheese ball. And okay, so the dry beef is kind of salty, so you don't need too much salt, but you do need some salt. It's not going to taste good without any salt. Owie. Look how yummy my potato soup looks. Ow. Once you get a good recipe, you don't have to be a good cook. If you got good recipes, if your stuff is not coming out good, it's because some sneaky cook, I think that's such a mean thing to do to a young cook. Some sneaky cook is not giving them the recipe. Especially if I got this recipe from my grandmother. They give you the recipe and it doesn't turn out all right. I don't want to call you a liar to your face, but you're just a liar. Those old-fashioned recipes are easy to make. See how yummy my cheese balls get? I'm no liar, you guys. I'm giving it up to you guys. All right, so now I want to make my cheese ball into a tasty little cheese ball. See what a tasty little cheese ball that is? I'll taste it. Yummy. Now, that is 2 slices of cheese. And so see how my my potato soup is really, really yummy, and it's not expensive. thank you guys for being so super duper nice to me on the chat. You know, I was afraid to do the chat because I've heard of chats where people were really mean. I am not worried about the chatters being mean. I worry about myself being awful, even worse than the chatters. In the business that I worked in all my life, they can drive you nuts until you lose it, you know, and then you make yourself look bad, and you are bad. That's why you look bad. That's why some women, after years, their husbands go, "I've had enough of your ass," and they just leave them because it's just so incredibly irritating. It wasn't anything they did that particular day. I can understand it. Not saying that's good, because, you know, that's not good, but it's not good to let it go to that point. But I can understand it, having worked around women all my life. So anyway, I was super happy because everyone was super duper nice on the chat. And for the first chat, I thought it was highly successful. Especially given the topic, you know, it was kind of a left field topic. So I got these chips marked down, these crackers. I saved everything. Everything. So you can see how after a while life gets cheap. So let's have a little potato soup. And you can just save it. If you have a little left over, that's a good situation. What I've been doing is buying cheap crackers when they're marked down. Oops. This is good, you guys. Some people can't get to my Twitter. Another thing that happens is months down the road, I don't like too many posts on my Twitter because it gets all junked up. Another thing is they can take your channel down. And now what did I do with my potato soup recipe? Well, I did something with my potato soup. Oh, here it is. That would have been bad. So for 4 cups milk, it's about 1/2 cup potatoes, and you need soup. And you need salt. Then season it up any way you want. And then you can put anything in here. You can put cheese or not. You can put peas. You can put bacon. Yum! I find this stuff to be much better for the stockpile than those $5 cans of beef. So here's a couple more recipes that we're going to be on the chat. And next week I'll have another chat. And God bless you all.